The first trailer for She-Hulk is finally here, and while a lot of people do seem to be excited about the show, there is one piece of criticism that I'm sure you've definitely heard by now, and that is surrounding the CGI. Because, it ain't great. Now, there are a lot of criticisms and people defending it on both sides, so let's just talk about all the discourse surrounding it. And I do want to preface two things. First of all, this is not attacking the VFX artists. This is definitely not their fault and is mainly a problem with Marvel in general. They are pumping out these projects one after another and they just need to hire more people. VFX artists are known to be overworked and underpaid in the industry, and it clearly is a problem. So when you have a character who is fully CGI in this show, by the way, people thought that they weren't and they yelled at me in the comments when I made that in the video. No, she is fully CGI. But when you have a character like this, it is a great way to show people that yes, VFX artists need more time and money so that they can do the job well. And the second thing, just because I'm petty, everyone yelled at me when I said that, oh, the VFX is gonna look not that great in this show, and everyone said, no, it's gonna be great. What are you talking about? There is no evidence of that. So I just want to say, screw all you guys. I'm sorry I had to. But back on track, let's talk about the discourse. And I actually want to talk about people who are defending it first, because there are a lot of arguments that aren't really true in my opinion. First of all, people saying it's not done. That's just not the case, at least to the extent that you're thinking. The show will for sure get touched up more before it's released, but I doubt, unless the show gets delayed more, there will not be drastic changes to her model. What you see is mostly what we're gonna get. And you also have to realize, the trailers are an advertisement. They wouldn't advertise something about their show that wasn't fully true, if you get what I'm saying. Like if it looks terrible now, but it's gonna look amazing later, they wouldn't put in the trailer because they wouldn't advertise it looking bad, if that makes sense. And there are other people who think it looks great. And you know what? If that is your opinion, please stay that way. If you don't know my channel, I never try to attack people fully for their opinions, aside from what I did at the beginning of the video. I'm normally a positive person, and if you enjoy something, please continue in doing so. Me, on the other hand, I don't think it looks that great. And there are a couple reasons for this. One, because I don't think it looks that great. But I also hold Disney to a higher standard because of all their resources and also what they've done in the past. Which brings me to another argument people have, saying that it's a show, so obviously it's not going to look as great as the movies do. Which that is very partially true. I don't expect Thanos level CGI or Pirates of the Caribbean level CGI in this show. But once again, it's Disney, so they definitely have more resources to put into this show, and even though it is a TV show, it's part of the MCU, so really, the quality should at least be within the same ballpark of the movies. And this is very opinionated. This is not like, oh, this is an industry standard. This is just what I think about the MCU as a whole. The other thing that people are saying is that she couldn't possibly look good in the MCU because of the Uncanny Valley effect. Long story short, essentially means that if you try to make a real person look CGI, you can never really do that because it will always look creepy. And I agree, and that's why it's easier to make monsters fully CGI and still look amazing because they're not humanoid fully. But my criticism to that is that I don't know why they went for a fully CGI model. Like obviously you'll still need CGI, but use some makeup so that it needs less work. It would probably cost them more money and time, but once again, I think it's a better final product. Now this next part is just fully my opinion, and it's the fact that I think Marvel is okay with putting out semi-bad CGI just because it's the MCU, and that's not even really a dig, and this isn't confirmed by any means. But I think that they're okay with cutting corners because it's the MCU, and they know everyone is gonna watch it. And at least most people will, because that's where the MCU is at this point, where it's beyond even their own advertising. If you hear about something that's gonna come out in the MCU, almost everyone is gonna see it. Which brings me to my question for you guys. Does the CGI make you wanna watch the show any less, or will it completely turn you off for the show? Or are you gonna watch it regardless? Because for me, I'm part of the problem. I will watch the show no matter what. One, because I like She-Hulk in the comics, but also I'm a huge nerd and I will watch whatever Marvel, DC, Star Wars project is out. But I also want to end on an optimistic note and say, I think aside from the CGI, the show looks pretty fun and it seems very in line with the comics. Like they're not holding back on her dating side, like her romantic side of things. It seems like it's gonna be super funny. I'm excited to see all the criminal law stuff too. I'm still very much excited for this show. So I was just curious what you guys thought. Thank you guys so much for watching and have a great rest of your day.